Rusty Burson. He is an Aggie historian. He is an author. He's a friend of mine. Rusty, what's up, brother?
Hey, Lou, how you doing, buddy?
It's kind of weird. I have this great joy and sadness all at once because Aggie Baseball postseason, near and dear to my heart, always a great time, but it also definitely signifies the end of this academic, sports season calendar. And it's like, enjoy it, man, because we're going to go cold. It's going to be cold for a while after this. But I'm very excited to see what this team can do.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what they can do, too. I'm a little worried based on how they finished the last, 3 series, plus the SEC tournament where they didn't really show up. So I don't know. I mean, if you can tell me they're going to pitch well, then I'll be really excited. But I don't think anybody's going to assure me of that.
No, I'm not going to lie to you. We'll just start with that one. If anyone tells you they're going to pitch well, that's based upon no fact, reasoning, or logic. They're just, I don't know, maroon Kool-Aid? Is that the phrase? There's no reason to believe they're going to pitch well because they haven't all year. There's been a weekend here and a game there, but that's just not who this team is. But I'm fascinated to see if they can just mash and bash their way to a super. It's been the key to their success. It's how they're hosting. So I just want to see if they can do it again. Rather than fear it, I just kind of want to see it play out.
Well, you and I probably saw one of the best games they've played in the last, 3 weeks when we went to that Mississippi State game where they just answered everything that Mississippi State did. And so, this team is very, very capable of bashing its way into a regional. I don't know what the deal is with the NCAA and A&M, but you cannot tell me there's no bias because it over and over and over again, the NCAA has hosed Texas A&M in numerous sports, right? I mean, I just can't understand how they're a 12 seed. I just don't get it, and that's frustrating.
No, look, each day this week I kind of talk to a different person, and A&M's not a 12 seed. I can't find one person, no matter how hard you try and manipulate it. A&M's not a 12 seed. Honest to goodness, they're probably a 10. Committee wanted to move them 11. My understanding is the committee went out of their way to not put A&M Texas. And in order to make that happen, which is hilarious because every year they do. So the one year they don't, A&M got bumped to 12 because no metrics, no analytics, because they didn't want A&M and Texas to play. They were tired of being made fun of. So A&M probably got bumped at least 2 spots in order to not pair them together. Like, no analytics, no metrics, no RPIs, no adjusted, just good old, oops, we made a mistake because we didn't want them to play each other. Like, it's just really bad. That's all.
Yeah, and, they did no favors by bringing Texas State here and USC. I mean, obviously, you get into these regionals, and you're going to face some tough matchups, at least one tough matchup in just about every regional. But this is a tough one. Texas State's really good, and that can be a very difficult out.
They are, but what they finish like 4th, 5th in the Sun Belt? Barely above 500 in the league. They're very good, but they're not special. I don't want to fixate on a 3 that doesn't suck, just a 3 that's not that bad. For me, okay, A&M ended up with USC, who had a great RPI, but could not beat any of the top teams in the Big Ten. They just never got over the hump with that. And even on top of that, you're the host. USC, I know, has the top pitchers. It's Big Ten inflation. I don't know. I always take the approach, you're the big dog, you're the host, you're the SEC team, you're supposed to win it. No, it probably isn't going to be easy, but it's your job, man. And if you're going to win it all, you got to beat everybody anyway. Let's go.
Yeah, you're exactly right there. And I just want to see A&M bash, and they're quite capable of that. I'm excited to see Gavin and Sorrell and, Bear Harrison, Jordan Wilson. Those guys, they're quite capable of, scoring 8-10 runs at almost anytime they take the field. Now, that doesn't mean we can't give up
10 or 12.
9 or 11, right? Yeah, exactly right.
Yep.
we've seen both sides, and I think I remember seeing a team give up 13 runs. I think I was there for that game in person. So, anything's capable or anything's possible.
So Michael Earley, head coach, A&M Baseball, announced earlier, because they were part of the first half of the media day for the College Station Regional, Sadeo's getting the start tomorrow versus Lamar.
Yeah, I guess that's fine. I mean, I think you're starting your second. Really, I mean, because you wouldn't want to start your best pitcher against the 4 seed, right? So if you can get away with Sadeo in the opening game and then see what's next, I think that they're better off there.
Well, okay. A&M doesn't have a best pitcher. We don't know if Aiden Sims is going to go.
That's the big question, right?
Right. That's the great mystery.
Sadeo, I can't. There's nothing he's done this year makes him trustworthy to me. So you're running a risk, but I still think I'd say he's the fourth pitcher I'd want out there in a key game. So, the fourth starter, right? I'd want Moss or Lyons or Sims out there before. Obviously, I'd want Sims against USC if that's possible. I mean, I want my best guy, but I don't think Sadeo's in my top 4 as starters, or my top 3 as starters. He's definitely 4. But if you can get away with him pitching against Lamar and, you have a quick hook, you go to the bullpen, I'm okay with that.
Who would you go to? That's the beautiful question of that. Quick hook, who would you bring in?
Oh, well, maybe roll in Cooper Powell. I don't know. I mean, that guy was really good when he came in. It depends on what inning it is. I mean,
and what score? Yeah, what score?
Yeah, I don't want to go to Freshcorn right away. I'd rather save him for further down the road. So, and I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just Cooper Powell. It's really hard. I mean, it's hard to. I'm looking at this, going, well, who do I want? Vargas, Darden. I don't know. It is a really hard call because there's just not that many great options.
Yes, and we're talking about the 1-4 matchup. You're not supposed to have a stressful decision. You're not supposed to be short hooking, but you kind of have to.
Yeah, you do. And, I mean, that's the difference in between the regional and the super. Obviously, the super, you got to have your ace out there on the first game, right? I mean, that's so important to win that first game. And this one, yeah, it's really important to win it, but you expect, if you're playing 1 versus 4, you expect to be able to win this game no matter what. And no matter who's pitching, that's the ideal situation. It almost feels like a Tuesday night kind of game, right? To me, and again, I know this is the postseason. You can't approach it like a Tuesday night game, but that's still the feel of it when it's Lamar, right?
Didn't you already beat them this year?
I don't know that for a fact. I'm not looking at the schedule, but yeah, I would think that, that's the kind of team that rolls in here on Tuesday night.
And I know it doesn't indicate things will be coached differently. It's a different quality of players that both teams will use. It is a Tuesday night caliber. It doesn't mean it's a Tuesday game. I'm aware of all these things. I don't know. I just keep taking the attitude of too many people are acting too scared. At some point, you are the number 3 team in the SEC. You have to start acting or even thinking. Maybe that's a way to put it like it. That's just how I see things sometimes.
Yeah, you are the number 3 team in the SEC, the best conference in the country, and that's why I go back to why is this a 12 seed? And you said a 10 seed? Okay. I was really hoping for an 8. I still wasn't giving up until saw that selection show. I mean, I don't see how you're third in the conference. You beat Texas, head up, 2-0. I wish they would have played that third one, but yeah, I understand Texas finished in front of you. Texas is going to get 1. Texas has been ranked higher whole year. I get it. but I just don't see how this team got hosed again, falling all the way to 12. But, again, I guess I'm just crying over or just beating a dead horse with this, but I still can't get over it.
Yeah, I knew it. A&M Lamar, February 24th, 25-5-7.
Yeah, so you expect A&M to, no matter who's pitching, to win this game.
Well,
and
Lamar's not going to throw their Friday guy, not their Tuesday guy.
Yeah, but so many times, look, I would Sam Houston State, and a lot of times they'd come over here, and your Friday guy would pitch against A&M, and because it was more important to win that game or to be in that game than it was to be, pitching a Friday night game in what was then the Southland Conference. So, I came over here and watched A&M or Sam Houston beat A&M in like 87, 88, before the 89 season. So it was a big, big deal. So a lot of times those teams like that level, when they come to play a school like Texas A&M or Texas, they're going to pull out all the stops because that's more important than winning that first conference game, 4 days later or 3 days later. So that Friday night guy may be your Sunday guy after he pitched 3 innings against A&M. So we'll see, but I don't have any real fears of this first game. My worry is what happens if Sims is not available for USC.
I'm down with that. By the way, that Lamar game, Cooper Powell, scoreless inning.
Hey, Cooper Powell's my guy, man.
No. He's mine. I already claimed him, okay?
I think we claimed him at the same time, but I really like Cooper Powell based on everything I've seen from him.
He threw a 3-up, 3-down inning. I was almost in tears in the stands.
I saw a tear roll down your cheek, so don't lie. You were already crying.
Can I ask you a question? It was texted to me, I don't know, first, second hour, but it was like, what has to happen in the regional for it to be defined as successful for A&M baseball?
Well, I think that they need to win the regional for this to be successful. Heck of a nice bounce back season from last year, and they're in the postseason. So that earned, Earley certainly earns him another year, and I really hope that he gets it done here because he's a likable guy. But now that you're here, now that you're hosting, I think you got to win for it to be successful. If this was a team that was going somewhere as the 2 seed, that's a whole different story. But you're hosting. You have been ranked in the top 10 for much of this season, and you're the number 3 school in the SEC. So I think, to be successful, I think you got to win this thing.
Okay. I figure I'll let you take a shot at it. Everything you said exactly is what I said. I think word for word almost, because you can't ever host a regional and not advance and have any definition of success. I don't care if you force the second regional final. Oh, so close. They were an inning away. It doesn't matter. If you're hosting, you have to advance.
Right. I think it was 2011. Well, no, it wasn't 2011. Maybe 2012 that TCU came here and won. I know 2011 A&M went to the World Series, but I just remember the sickening feeling of losing that regional. And there's nothing worse than, when you get to the Super, it's hard, but losing in the regional at home, boy, that just is a kick in the teeth, or somewhere else.
You spend 3 months, if it's not 3 months and change, earning this honor privilege, and then in 3 days to throw it away, that's the feeling I have.
Yeah, that's the feeling I have too. And I remember another one, watching Houston celebrate at Olsen, and that is just sickening. And to watch another team, jumping up and down on your home field, and especially when you don't even get to the Super. So, yeah, you're right. You spend 3 months trying to get to host a regional and, possibly host a Super Regional. But if you're the host of a regional, I think you've got to go in there expecting to win and be very, very disappointed if you don't.
Okay, you want to talk about sickening. I know you love college baseball like I do. You remember the rise of Rice under Wayne Graham? And it came at the expense of A&M.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember losing to Rice several times, and it just being a gut punch. Going down to Houston, Rob Childress a couple times, 2 years in a row, I want to say, and they just,
Rice was legit, but it came at your expense.
Oh, yeah.
You, Texas A&M, being the big dog, could have kept Rice down, and instead, Rice rose at your expense.
Yeah, and they went on to the World Series, and watching Rice in the World Series, watching TCU in the World Series, those were tough, really tough.
Oh yeah, because again, you're like them. You got passed by them. These were your midweek easy dubs.
I remember one time in particular where I watched J.P. Bramhall's son pitch for Rice against A&M and do a great job, and just like watching Rice win with a guy who was raised, coming to A&M baseball games. It just, that one hurt.
It hurt a lot. Rusty, quick timeout, come back, dude. Let's just hang out some more.
Let's do it.
Rusty Burson, Aggie historian and author, joins us on the D4 Land Services hotline. If you're looking to get your land fixed up, your land excavated, your land cleared, go check out d4landservices.com. d4landservices.com. This is the Louis Bellina Show, Thursday on The Zone.
Your home for Aggie Baseball is the Zone 1150 AM and 93.7 FM.
Is it rock bottom when you get no hit by three of the worst Astros pitchers in Astros history, or is there a further rock bottom ahead for the Rangers?
Boy, that's a tough question, Lou. That was pretty bad. Getting swept by the Angels might be the rock bottom too. So on the heels of getting swept by the Angels, then getting no hit, and then last night may have been the lowest. Though I don't know how in the world Tyler Alexander can throw a 3-0 pitch right down the middle of the plate to the best hitter on the planet right now, Yordan Alvarez, who punished the ball. Then Tyler Alexander walks the next guy, then a sacrifice bunt, he throws it away. I mean, what? That is ridiculous. I mean, I was rendered speechless last night by how do you throw that? Why do you not just put him on? I don't care who's pitching. DeGrom, why are you throwing to him? I know DeGrom's not, you're not going to tell DeGrom not to throw somebody. I know the baseball ethics there, but why in the world would anybody pitch to Yordan right now? Or at least throw something over the plate. I mean, if you want to try to get him to chase, great. But, oh, my gosh, that guy's on fire.
Yordan Alvarez last night had two more homers, 19 and 20. And today is game 4 of the 4-game series. You can hear the game, 6:35 pregame, 7:05 first pitch. You can hear Astros Rangers wrap up their 4-game series right here on The Zone, 1150 AM and 93.7 FM. Astros baseball in The Zone, and Willie 1550 AM are thanks to Kelly Burt Dozer. But in the first 3 games, Yordan Alvarez is 6 for 12 with 5 home runs. At some point, you got to walk a man.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I was telling my wife. I was like, I don't understand. It's 3-0. You've already tried to get him to chase. Just throw it over his head. Throw it to the backstop. There's nobody on. Just don't give him a strike. I mean, my gosh, what are you doing? That is the dumbest baseball move I've seen. I just nearly lost it last night. my wife took the remote from me because she was afraid I was going to throw it at the TV.
Yeah, Astros 4-3 take the dub. DeGrom, 6 innings, 2 runs, looked fantastic, struck out 6 in a 6. And Brian King was trying hard to blow this game. Enos de los Santos got his first save in over a month, I think it's been, matter of fact. Inning in 2/3, and he was brilliant. 3 Ks of the 4 outs, no hits, no walks. And Astros are kind of just figuring it out right now. And I'm going to tell you, Rusty, I know this is not popular right now as the Astros are only 3 back. I'd still just sell. Let me ask you your perspective. Is it good enough to just participate? Or would you rather rebuild so that you could, I don't know. And this is someone who just got done watching an Astros dynasty and you have the 2 rings. I don't know if it's enough for me to just participate. I'd like to see them build to be a contender versus participation and struggle to participate each year.
Well, I don't know what the situation with Altuve is. When's he coming back?
He is, okay. They'd had injury updates all of yesterday, too. So Altuve is healing at an quote-unquote incredible pace. He's progressed to swinging at 75-80%, and he is going to probably do simulated at-bats instead of rehab, and he's already at that point way ahead of schedule.
And here's the way that I feel about the Astros and the Rangers. So I'm not going to sell yet either side because this division is so pathetic. And so, I know what you're saying, the participation, but if you get into the postseason, anything can happen. You talked me off the ledge in 2023 because the Rangers struggled so badly into the postseason. Like, what's the point? And you were like, no, once you get there. And then the Rangers caught fire, right? I mean, they didn't lose a single game on the road the whole postseason. And so get there and, roll the dice. But by the same token, it's late May right now. So I'm going to give both these teams till the end of June. I want to see what the Rangers lineup can do when they get Wyatt Langford and Corey Seager back. Because right now they got some guy in there, Nicky Lopez, who I've never heard.
Nicky Lopez.
It's ridiculous. I've got no idea who some of these guys that are rolling out there are. And, right now, the best hitter in that whole lineup is Jock Peterson. I mean, so, and by the way, he's actually been pretty good lately. He hit 2 home runs last night, and he's so compared to last year, he's dominant. But I want to see what they can do with Wyatt Langford and Seager, and I've got to give a little bit more time to see Carter. Seems like he's kind of getting his stuff together a little bit. Same with the Astros. I'm like, man, there's too much offense right now to give up on them. And I'd say by the end of June, if both of them haven't really kind of run away from the field, then yes, I'm about I'd blow both of them up. And I would trade everybody that you possibly could for the Rangers. I think there would be I would keep the young pitchers, the young starters. I'd keep Jack and I'd keep Rocker. But other than that, I'd sell off everything.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, simplest concept for me, sure the Astros can win the West. Anybody in the West can win the West. There's no team today. When we woke up, no team is above 500 in the West. Seattle's 1 game below, and they've won 3 straight to get 1 game below and in first place, as they've won 3 straight.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, I keep looking at the dang standings going, with one eye closed because I'm afraid the Rangers are 2 back. The Astros are 3 back.
Yeah.
And the Rangers get swept by the Angels and no hit by 3 guys I've never heard of for the Astros, and they're 2 games back. I mean, it's like, it's really. Do you remember the 1994 season? The reason I remember that, it was a strike season, and the Rangers went into the strike. They were the only team, or they would have been a playoff team, and they had a losing record. Now, this was like July, I want to say, when they went on strike. So they were the only team in the West back then. It was 4 teams before the Astros joined. They would have made the playoffs with a losing record that year.
Not stunning necessarily, but I don't know. Look, with expansion college football at 24 and there's other rules out there, I would have a rule that any team that has a losing record can't qualify for a postseason in any sport at any level, whether it's a D1 basketball, D1 baseball, NFL, NHL. If you've got a losing record, you automatically cannot qualify for postseason.
Baltimore is 26-30. That means they're 9.5 back in the East. 9.5 back. They'd be 2 back in the West.
The West is not very good. I know it's understandable. The West sucks. A couple of injury updates for the Astros. Christian Javier scheduled to throw a live batting practice session Friday, and that's the next step in his recovery. Grade 2 right shoulder strain, IL mid-April. And depending on how the live batting practice session goes Friday, well, he could go to bullpen sessions. And then from there, live BP. He is still a bit of ways. And here's the big news. Josh Hader is going to pitch for AAA Sugar Land on Wednesday, Thursday. If it goes well, he could return to the team. He is Wednesday, Thursday. That's tonight will be the Thursday part. If the evaluation this weekend goes well, he could return to the team next week, Pittsburgh. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday series. He could come back Tuesday, Dyken Park. That's the expectation for Josh Hader. And then Hunter Brown next week or week after. So Astros slowly. You know what, though, Rusty, this tells you the darkness in my soul. They're all going to come back. Who's the next 5 guys on the IL?
Yeah, I know what you mean, Lou. I do know what you mean. And tonight's game ought to be I think it's going to be a 1-0 victory for the Astros because Evaldi will give up just 1 run, but then the Rangers, they won't be able to put 2 hits in a row together against Arrighetti. So I'm already prepared for 1-0 or 2-1.
I'll go 2-1. I'll go 2-1 because Arrighetti will go like 5-0 or 6-0. First guy out of the pen will give up a solo shot on his first pitch. They'll pull him, and the rest of the pen will close it out from there.
The one thing is I love about Evo is every time the Rangers are in desperate need of a step-up guy, he's almost always the guy. But the problem is, who's going to step up offensively against Arrighetti? I don't think anybody will.
And also, I know this is a Thursday night, but it's technically a travel game, which is scheduled where both teams might be playing their bench against great pitchers, so I think that'll suppress the score too.
Well, tell me a great player for the Rangers right now, aside from a position player. There's not one. It's the weakest lineup I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot of bad Rangers teams, but at least in the past, they'd lose like 8-7, and now they're getting no hit, and they played so many times it's like, 1 run is just way too much.
Do not forget the Astros. You think you can put a bad offense out there? They can put the worst outfield I've ever seen in baseball out there. They're like, hold my beer, and you look out there, it's Kim Smith and 2 guys that you never heard of before in their outfield, okay?
Well, to your point, if it's time to blow it up and sell, there's just what pieces do you have to sell? I don't know.
Well, the Astros have Hunter Brown. Look, there's no one on this roster that probably can contribute when they're actually going to contend again. You trade Jordan, you trade Hunter. I mean, you trade Pena, you trade Correa. Anybody that you can rebuild your whole organization. There's no one off limits.
If you traded Jordan, you better get a whole truckload of prospects because that guy is just scary good right now.
Yeah, you need to get an entire minor league system. Actually, it's almost impossible to get full value for him. Rusty, go be awesome. Enjoy the regional. I'm sure you're going to spend the weekend out there. Be awesome, brother. Thank you always.
See you, buddy. Take care.
Later. Rusty Burson, Aggie historian and author on the D4 Land Services hotline. And forestry mulching, pond construction, they do it. Check them out at d4landservices.com. Land clearing, land excavated. Need help with getting your land fixed up? They do it. Go check them out at d4landservices.com. When we return, it's an Aggie baseball listen-in. Earlier today, Michael Earley, Aggie baseball players, met with the media. It was the College Station Regional Media Day. We'll listen to everything they had to say up next on the Louis Bellina Show here on The Zone.
Your home for the Houston Astros is Sports Radio 1150 AM and 93.7 FM. The Zone.
Aggie Baseball, listen in. Today is the College Station Regional Media Day. And if you're with me like an hour ago, because it was about 1:35, we did USC. Their head coach and players were out there too. And it's time now for the A&M contingent. Head coach Michael Earley, Chris Harcopian, and Clayton Freshcorn met with the media. Well, here's what they had to say.
Really excited to get out here. Awesome, just honored to be able to host at our field at Bluebell Park, and it's a reward to these guys for the season we've had. And while it means nothing, it's cool to look back and to be able to get to this point and get a play in front of our home crowd for a regional. So excited to get out there. A lot of tough teams, a lot of tough opponents, but you know, I like our guys, and I like our competitiveness, and I like our character. So we're excited to get out there and play.
Front center, Carter. Carl's on 3. Coach, have you made a decision yet who you'd like to start tomorrow and how you'd like to handle kind of your starting pitching this weekend?
Day by day, but we'll be starting Shane Sadeo tomorrow.
Front right, Alex.
Just wanted to ask what you've learned more about this Lamar team as you've kind of dissected them a little bit, and just the club you're going to face tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, it's a completely different game. I mean, Tuesdays are different in general. I don't care what anyone says. You're still playing baseball, but how you attack it with your weekend rotation versus Tuesday, everyone in the country does it different. So it's a completely different ball team for sure, and they've had an unbelievable year. Really good on the mound, offensively as well. Just a complete team. It's going to be tough. That's why they won their league. That's why their coach just got a they're really good job. So, I mean, yeah, they're really, really good, and they're going to be tough to deal with.
Front left, Rob, and then Tony.
It's for the players. How exciting is it after you know, last year not making into a regional and now getting to host a regional? How excited are you guys to hit the dirt?
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting. I mean, to say the least, that we get to play in front of the 12th man again. We wanted to be able to get to do that, and I feel like we're fortunate enough to put ourselves in a good spot, and I feel like everybody's ready to go and have some fun.
Yeah, I'm just excited to keep playing baseball. You know, my season's been over the last 2 years where I was previously at, and I'm just excited to play playoff baseball in a great atmosphere.
Right next, Tony.
Tony Catalina, 24/7 Sports. Coach, just how similar has this week been, or how similar have you tried to make it, and just how much have you allowed just kind of the circumstances to kind of dictate a little bit of what the week has kind of looked like for you guys?
Yeah, we've kept a really consistent level of preparation all season. The one difference I would say with this week than others, we mixed in some live ABs just because from the Auburn Saturday doubleheader, we had a week off to Mississippi State, so you don't have those Tuesday games to get at bats or innings. And from there, we had a week off again. Again, a lack of Tuesday, which are huge, and then a week off again. So we did a little more high-speed stuff from a defensive standpoint and from a hitting standpoint, just to, again, like we've had some really big gaps. In our last gap, we only played one game. So, but how we do our stuff, when we stretch, how we play catch, how we go about our business has been a consistent all season. I think that's why, you know, we've been a consistent baseball team, and in times where we haven't, we've been able to revert back to what we've done all year and bring it right back to the middle. So I would say just a little more game simulated, like, so you can get that nervous system spike so it's not down all week and then it hits a peak for the game. So we've done a good job of bringing it up at the beginning of the week and tapering down. Today was a nice, hour 15 NCAA mandated time practice, so it allowed us to kind of be a little lighter. And yeah, we've done a lot of good stuff this week.
Front right, Alex.
Coach, do you expect Nico to play in the field, and if so, how do you expect the rest of the infield to kind of shake out and align?
Yeah, Nico's going to play. He's going to play third. Gavin will be at first. So all the other guys will be the same. Chris will DH. It's no secret. He's been playing through some stuff. And, so Royal will be at second. And from there, it'll all be all the same it's been most of the year.
Front middle, Carter, and then Tony. Coach, what have you seen from Shane lately, and what would you like to see from him tomorrow?
Yeah, I think he's had some good ones when we've, brought him out of the pen. I believe in Shane. The amount of belief I have in Shane is through the roof, so I'm excited for him to get out there tomorrow. I know for him personally, he hasn't had the season he's wanted, but seasons can be made in the postseason. So there's, him and a lot of other guys I want to give the ball to, but I'm really excited for him because Shane is not a guy you bet against, and these guys will tell you that if you know him. So we expect a really good one out of him tomorrow.
Chris, obviously, Coach talked about just the injuries you've gone through this year. Just what has the last couple of weeks has been for you as far as getting ready, and what is your kind of assessment of how you feel moving forward going into this?
Yeah, just health-wise, just progressing slowly. But overall, just my routines have been similar, and I'm just taking a lot of swings, trying to get ready for what I'm going to be able to do in the game and provide an impact from the offensive side. So just been preparing, and Coach has done a great job game planning for me and just preparing my work. Yeah.
Front left, Rob.
This is for Coach. A couple of years ago, you experienced this as an assistant, but the craziness that was postseason at Bluebell. Can you talk about that and what you expect from the 12th man this weekend?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we see it all year, though, and it definitely, the Texas series was like, something I don't think we've ever experienced here. And then going back to that, I'm sure you're talking about the Oregon Super Regional. And I think what it does for us is, and especially playing the SEC, you're prepared for it, right? Because I say it to him jokingly, but like, what does noise mean? Like, why does it affect people either in a you try to do too much way or it affects you in a negative way? So I think that part of it we have experience in, right? And we've done a good job of controlling and just doing what we do as opposed to trying to play hero ball. The other part is just, we all love playing here. I love coaching here, and be in front of our fan base when it gets going, man. It's special, and it means a lot, the support we get and the people that are going to come out. And yeah, we want to go out there and play well for them because they've been behind us all season.
Front right, Richard, and then Alex.
For Clayton, I know you're close with Shane, so what does it mean to see him get the nod to start a regional, and then what do you expect from him and the pitching staff over the entire weekend?
Yeah, we fully trust him. There's no question that he's been working his tail off to figure out whatever's been going on, and I joke with him every time that he gets banged that it's the best his stuff has ever been, and he's constantly been progressing in the right direction. So it's extremely excited to see him get back out there, and I have no doubt that he'll go out there and do his thing and compete for us. And the same thing with everybody on the staff. Everybody will be ready to go.
Mike, you've been a part of some teams that have made some deep postseason runs. Just what have you learned about what it takes to make that deep run, and just what it takes at this point of the year?
I think what it takes at this point of the year is that you have put yourself in a situation where you don't have to react, and you can, again, follow the level of your preparation. And that started from the first meeting we had till the first practice. So, and the consistency in our day-to-day. So you don't have to try to change, or you've been down in games, or you've been up in games, and just because, some of these games can be lose or go home, or you put yourself in a bad situation, you continue to play the game how you've played the game. So that part of it is what it takes. If you're a team that hasn't done that all year and you've been inconsistent, and it's this one day, it's that another day, when you get in situations that are tough, you don't know how to handle them. But we've obviously at times been put through the ringer and have done nothing but respond with extreme resilience. So I feel as prepared as you could possibly be prepared, and that's from what we've done from day one. That's from playing in tough environments. That's from playing in a tough league. But it's also from guys like this and the leadership we have at the top of the clubhouse, that it's like, okay, we got the right people, and you got to have the right people to win. We got good players, and we're consistent. So that's why, that'll be our preparation and why I feel good about going into this.
That was A&M Baseball head coach Michael Earley, closer Clayton Freshcorn, of course, Chris Harcopian. That was the A&M Baseball contingent out there at all day long is the College Station Regional Media Day. USC went first, then A&M. Lamar and Texas State start up at 2 o'clock. We listened into USC at 12:35. That was A&M at 1:35. Let's get ready. Postseason baseball returning. Last year, A&M the number one to start the season and did not make the postseason. So Aggie Baseball Regional Postseason is back. When we return, up next, we'll wrap things up. We got to say bye-bye. This is the Louis Bellina Show, presented by CC Electric. Built on faith, family, and community, CC Electric. They do commercial, residential, and industrial. That's what they do at CC Electric. It's the Louis Bellina Show. Thursday, right here on the Zone. Oh, man. Computer tried to attack me. Get back.
Give it to me. Give it to me. The Louis Bellina Show.
It's awesome sports, barbecue, ice cream, and
beer, and more beer. You know where.
Listen in weekdays, 11 to 2 on the Zone.
I do want to end things inside the lifestyles portion of the Louis Bellina Show. Not sports, but hey, we can all hang out and be entertained, yes? This day on May 28th, kind of like this day in history, but things that I think are cool that caught my attention. In 1863, May 28th, 1863, 163 years ago, the Union Army's first black regiment left Boston to go fight in the Civil War on this day in history. In 1957, that's 69 years ago, and this is pretty big. In 1957, May 28th, National League, this is Major League Baseball, National League club owners voted to let the Brooklyn Dodgers move to Los Angeles, let the New York Giants move to San Francisco. And then 5 years later, that allowed the New York Mets to be founded because there was no National League team in New York. Look at all those dominoes. In 1957, 69 years ago, NL, National League club owners, they let the Brooklyn Dodgers move to LA Dodgers, New York Giants move to San Francisco Giants. There was no National League team in New York. 5 years later, New York Mets. If we go to 1982, 44 years ago, Rocky III came out in 1982. And you're wondering which Rocky was that? I pity the fool that don't know what Rocky III was. That was Mr. T. 20 years ago, on May 28th, the year 2006, Barry Bonds hit his 715th home run. He passed Babe Ruth on the career home run list. He became the home run king. The top 3 all-time home runs, that's not true. He didn't become the home run king with that one. He just passed Babe Ruth, went into second, and then he passed Hank Aaron later. Get your facts straight, Lou. Don't talk to me like that. So in 20 years ago, 2006, Bonds passed Babe Ruth. He eventually became the home run king. The all-time home run list, Bonds, 762, Hank Aaron, 755, and Babe Ruth, 714. That's your top 3. So as we go out the door, Tennessee and Texas are underway. College World Series softball, Tennessee 3, Texas 0, top of 2. I can't explain it. It warms my heart. We're going to stay in the lifestyles portion of the Louis Bellina Show. And just sometimes your friends send you things or, I don't know, brings a smile to your face. And this is off the internet web somewhere. I love animals. You know, we were Long Way Home Adoptables for an eternity. And, of course, Aggie Humane Society, part of our Community Spotlight Tuesdays at 1:50. So I love animals. This, I've been pondering this. It's just funny. But one of those little posters. If your dog had a job at a coffee shop, what would they absolutely get fired for? If your dog had a job at a coffee shop, what would they absolutely get fired for? And that's just one of those, if you love pets, cute, funny, come on now. Your pet, for being too cute, for licking everyone, there's a million things your dog, but if your dog had a job at a coffee shop, what would they absolutely get fired for? I could take more of that on the internet than, 90% of the stupidity you tend to see. Things that make Lou smile is questions like that. I love animals, love pets. So, and who doesn't? But still, those are the things that can make just a quick smile that can make your day. If your dog had a job at a coffee shop, just that base idea, he could take out like the coffees, take it over there, little on his back or carry it like a St. Bernard dog. I don't know. What would they absolutely get fired for? I'm out of here. I'm back tomorrow, 11. Bryce Jones will join me and more. Thank you for hanging out with me. This has been the Louis Bellina Show, Thursday on The Zone. Peace.
You can hear the Paul Feinbaum Show weekdays 2 to 4 here on The Zone. Presented by Polaris Fun Center. Paul Feinbaum is SEC Country. And Aggieland is SEC Country too. Join Paul weekdays 2 to 4 here on The Zone. Polaris Fun Center sells and service Polaris ATVs, Rangers, Razors, Global Electric Cars, Brutus, and the Polaris Slingshot. Polaris Fun Center, where they sell and service fun, not tractors. The voice of the SEC. And you can hear Paul Feinbaum weekdays 2 to 4 here on The Zone.